Hey there, sweetheart. Welcome in. Welcome to Cosmic Threshold Tarot. I'm Tara. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for tuning in. Um, let's get into these pre-shuffled cards first, actually, and uh, let's talk about what this reading is. So, obviously, we have a new moon and eclipse coming up in Libra on October the 2nd. So, I have a couple of pre-shuffled cards that I've got for you. Um this is the first one. We have the Ascendant. Hope that those words are showing up. It seems like they're focused, probably. Hopefully. You can believe that. I like the dress on there. And then we have Saturn with Wisdom. There we go. And last but not least, we have Trine with Flow. At least, okay. And then let's talk about that for a second, actually. You know what? We're gonna move. I have two channeled songs because one, two, three on my timer. Haha. If you've watched one of my videos before with channeled songs, you know that I like to give when I do pre-shuffled cards like this, I do it to music. And this time I only have two songs. You'll understand why in a second. The first one is Cough Syrup by Young the Giant, and I actually played it twice because I love that song. Um, and the second one was the Jurassic Park theme, and I was like, okay. And that took up the rest of my time of shuffling. I was like, you know what? Okay, yeah. We'll get into the Jurassic Park theme, but I think Cough Syrup really does. I mean, it kind of hits it on the head just a little bit because that Saturn. Right now we're in a Saturn retrograde, 222 on my timer. And with the Ascendant and Saturn out here, what I'm seeing, I have some channeled messages over here. I like to write down my thoughts. Saturn retrograde is all about coming into our own truths, right? Like these reality checks that we're going through. And so I think right now, especially during this eclipse, like over the next few days, like the next weekish, you're going to be going through some really harsh checks on who are you? What do you want? What are you doing? That's a lot of anxiety pop up about that. I know it's scary, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean that it has to be hard. Does that track? Like, it is not a simple task. That doesn't mean that it can't be easy. Um, and getting to know yourself and understand what flow with that trine card can look like letting it be easy. I think can start with bringing yourself into the present moment, bringing yourself into your body. So, and not even in like a working out or doing a dance or yoga kind of way, which I highly recommend 100%. I practice yoga like once a weekish. It's very good. Um, but I also do a lot of stretching in the meantime. Especially someone who sits at a desk all day, during my breaks, that's I get up and I do some stretching. In the morning, I start out with some light yoga, and it's just a good way to, um, especially if you're in the same position for a long time, check yourself for tension. Where is the tension in your body? Where can you move or adjust yourself to make more comfort? And not just, I think that doesn't just have to be about in your body, but it's also about like in your daily life. Where can you make room? I have here, hold on, hold on. Yes. Where are you tense or holding yourself back? That's a good distinction. Um, Relax into yourself. We'll get into that in a second. Allow yourself to just flow through a single day without course correcting, without telling yourself you're doing it wrong, without being like quiet down those moments when you get mad at yourself for making a mistake, or when you think that you should be doing something else. Just allow yourself to flow through a single day without course correcting and just observe and just try to meet yourself where you're at and understand what you need. What is it that you're lacking right now? Um, that has you thrown out of balance. Figure out what it is to bring yourself into balance. Does that check out? 555 on my timer. Um, yeah, relax into yourself. Like, I understand the sense of urgency that we have with everything as chaotic as it is right now worldwide. It kind of feels like we need to have our shit together just so the world can get itself back into order. And that's true and it's not true because like it starts on a small scale. Excuse me. It starts on a small scale. Hmm, yeah, like trickle effect. The small drops of like the changes that we make in ourselves and in our daily environment affect the way that we are interacting with our environment, like our external environment, our local community, um, and like just creates this ripple effect, right? And it may not always seem like that, but I don't think that you need to be doing this for the greater whole. I think that sometimes right now, if you need to, take a break for a couple of days from doom scrolling, from checking into a website, from social media, and just let it be a couple of quiet days. That cut the number of videos that you watch in half for just like 3 days. Um, Constantly on breaks or when you're not doing anything or doing a simple task, not a simple task, excuse me, but like a chore, take off the podcast. Just let yourself be in quiet for a little bit and listen. Listen to what? Your own thoughts, man. If you don't know where you're at, you can't know where you're headed. So it's time to tune back in and just try to tune out the judgment as much as you possibly can, man. I'm begging. I really am. Okay, let's get into these. I pulled some. You don't have to live in perfection. Let it be easy to live and breathe through your panic. Let it be easy to live. You don't have to live in perfection. You just don't. I understand that it kind of seems like that sometimes, and we want to. And even if it's not that deep, just cut yourself some slack and give yourself a break. And uh, don't try to change everything all at once. If there are so many things that bother you about your living situation, focus on the things that you can control and not controlling someone else, or the actual like physical space that you live in that you can't change, and focus on your behavior and your habits instead. Um, and not all of them all at once, just like a couple of the things that bother you that can make it easier for you to live. Yeah. Tiger in reverse and the unicorn. And these next two I deliberately did not look at because they came out upside down. Like, yeah, they came out like this. And I was like, I won't be looking. So okay, we have the frog. Okay. And we have the gazelle. Sick. The frog and the gazelle. Frog and the reverse and the gazelle. Fascinating. I may have to consult the book. 10 on my timer. Um, what I do have here, the tiger in reverse, change your perspective, move your focus. I'm not sure what you're focusing on, but if you're focusing only on the things that are bringing you anxiety and letting yourself stew in that panic, you won't be. I mean, I think that it's just more fruitful for you to look at the bright side and focus again on the things that you can change and hopefully bring yourself some peace so that you can focus on finding exiting that panic that you're constantly living in. Is that helpful? I hope so. And the unicorn. I freaking love that I got the unicorn card after the Jurassic Park theme started to play because I was like, that's perfect actually. um the unicorn card talks a lot about like our relationship with the divine and not being able to. I wrote it specifically as like taking direction from the divine, or like, you know, the universe, the almighty, whomever it is for you, respectfully. um yep. Okay. um which we'll get back to in a moment, but they didn't. I think that there was still doubt in their minds when they heard about this guy that was creating a park around dinosaurs, like that he actually, even after watching the little like DNA, like, hi, I'm DNA, like I think they were still like 12 on my timer. I still think that they were like, I don't know about this, seems weird, no way, until they were actually like right there. And Dr. Grant, I can't remember her name. That's, oh dude, it's been too long. um but Dr. Grant like turned her head and it was just like the bronchiosaurus was just like right there in front of them, right? And I the universe talks a lot, the unicorn card talks a lot about how we can't trust the divine, we can't trust the universe, that otherworldly thing that we're all talking about. I We find it hard to trust the unknown because of the lack of physical evidence, and the unicorn talks a lot about placing our trust there anyways, removing the doubt, and like I said, taking direction from the universe, listening to that intuitive push, that pull that's guiding you in a certain direction. I'm gonna hold on. We think about a higher power, and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day to day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. And that's where I'm going to leave it because that was the sentence right there. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day to day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. Don't you feel that interconnectedness with the people and the environment around you? And if you don't, I really do encourage you to take more time to just be quiet and experience the things around you. 1444 on my timer. Like, it's amazing what you can observe when you're just quiet and watching and not judging, just intaking information. Where's the frog? There we go. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. When out of balance, our boy is depleted and running on empty. No! To bring into balance lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse. Heck. Oh, that's what's up, bud. What emotion? 15:15 on my timer. What emotion are you avoiding? This is a nothing thing. Emotion is meant to be felt. I see. Beep boop beep. I too speak the language of the robot. I do my routine. I think about nothing except for the media that I consume, and I think nothing more of it. I have a job to do, and I will be doing it. And that is all. Life is meant to be suffered, a suffering, painful thing. I am Sisyphus, going to the work, paying the bills, eating the food. None of it matters. Wrong. 15:55 on my timer. What a weird thing to say, actually. Like, no. I promise, I swear, that's not, no. You are not meant to live just to suffer, my love. And unfortunately, even before our, yeah, before we as humans lived in like these overbearing, overgoverned societal dogmas, um, we still had to do the tedious chores. Yeah, like we still had to do those things. Being living in a cottage, it takes work. Being on a farm takes work. Like those things that we romanticize. Um, being a hippie that lives out of their van still takes work. You got to take care of the van and your clothes still. You got to pay for the gas still. Like those things still happen and still mattered. Um, it's just a matter of finding peace and balance and happiness in those day to day things and not over worrying about them, knowing, trusting yourself to have a handle on it. Okay? And the gazelle, heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, and artistic. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah, like I said, I think that it's just time to take a stronger look at your close environment, like your dwelling, apartment, house, wherever you are, um, and etch out the places that you can take more comfort in. Let's get into some tarot. What can my collective know? What do we need? What's the vibe? Okay, all right. The devil in reverse. All right. Okay, yeah, and I'm not gonna take that up. The hanged man. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, the six of swords. Okay. And the ace of cups. That's all just, we'll sneak a peek. Hey, yo, hello? Hold on. Okay. I was like, what is this? The two of cups. I'm sorry. We aren't going to investigate the bottom of the deck just quite yet. Yeah, the devil in reverse, six of swords, ace of cups in reversed, and the two of cups. Um, the fire was started inside the house and only you can put it out. Like, it might be worthwhile to analyze if where some of those habits may have come from, if they might have stemmed from um, your childhood home and your parents' habits. If it came from a friend that you were really close with, a past living situation, um, yeah, and why you might have like taken that on for yourself. I hope that this is making sense. Like, sometimes those habits aren't our own, um, but we just like ate them up as we tend to do with the habits of the people around us. Um, and understand that, like, excuse me, even if you have contact with those people still, you now have permission to let go of that habit. You can allow yourself to let go of that habit because you don't have to keep indulging in it. I think you're definitely in a transitional period of learning how to love yourself. And I really, really think that there is a strong ask here to focus on the divine and romanticize your life a little bit. Like, really, it does not have to be so serious. It just really doesn't. I understand why you want to take it seriously because, like, our good habits have a tendency to fail sometimes when we don't know how to integrate them into our life in a way that is good for us. And then we watch like habit after habit after habit, skill after skill after skill, like fall apart because we don't keep up with it. Um, but you don't have to live in that past version of yourself, and you can trust yourself. You know what? Even if you do fall off the wagon, nobody said that you can't get back up. Okay? Um, just because you failed doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't have to be game over. Maybe you just need to rework how you were doing it. Or maybe it was just a bad day and you didn't do it, and that's okay. Cut yourself some slack, sweetheart. Yeah, keep giving yourself that love and patience, and I think that you are going to find a much easier way to live. Okay, I'm gonna dip. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. Thank you for being here. Press a button. Maybe the like, maybe you could comment, maybe you could subscribe. Either way, any of the ways. Thanks. I appreciate you so much. Um, and hey, because I know I'm posting this on Monday, September 30th, um, if you're seeing this, could you do me a favor? I know. We barely know each other. I know. But like, oh no, I'm not gonna get choked up about this. There is a reader on YouTube, and you may know her. Her name is Kloee Taylor, and if you don't follow her channel very closely, um, then, or if you don't know her at all, then let me introduce you. Like, I'll tag her in the freaking description because, I mean, Kloee is really near and dear to my heart. At If you've been with my channel, or if you go click on my profile, you'll see I don't have a lot of videos up. This is a very lowbrow operation right now, and we are making it every day, baby. um, but Kloee was one of the first readers that I actually like really connected with, um, and she is Excuse me. She is a huge inspiration for why I even started this channel in the first place. And right now, she's looking for some help in doing some moving in a very unexpected manner. So, if you could just go over to her channel, and I understand that not everybody is in a place to give right now. I'm obviously not super in a place to give right now, but I'm going to try to send more help her way. And I don't know, man. Lend a helping hand where you can. Um, yeah, she has a PayPal. She has the and all of her things listed in the description of her latest video. She has a Patreon with like a fuck ton of videos. Yeah. I don't know. I know it's like I I feel like it's weird to do this, but fuck you. It's my channel. And if I want to help my pseudo mom, I freaking will. You know what? It stays in. We're honest on this channel. um, and if you stayed for that, you're so cool. What? And I hope that you actually follow through, even if you just go watch like mm-hmm, two of her videos and watch the ads, dude. Any little bit helps, and it's something to do, right? Like you're on here watching videos anyways. You you know the grub is good if I'm out here panhandling for her respectfully. I'm exhausted actually, and I need to go to bed. I love you. Bye.